So for my bust, I have a bust of 45. I'm going to divide my bust by 4, making it 11.25. Then I add 1 inch for stitching, making it 12. So I'll come and mark my 12, which is here. Remember my armhole is 10. 10 is here. It is here. And then on this 10, I'll have to add 1 inch. Then I'll come and join. Armholes for men are not all that much curved. You should mark that armholes for men are not all that much curved like for women. Women have curved armholes, but for men they're not always all that much curved. So I bring my curve like this. Remember, I'm going to stitch this whole part, so this is what I'm going to remain with. I have to make sure I remain with the exact measurements. I'm going to stitch off this, so I'll remain with my 11.25. This is a casual shirt. I didn't take measurement for the hips and all that since it's going to be free. So I'll just carry on. In most cases, when you take the right measurement for the bust, the tummy is not going to disturb you, more so if someone doesn't have all that much tummy, which needs an extra attention, you get. So if the tummy is not all that big, you can choose to go with the measurements for the bust. So I will just carry on with my 12 because it's on the extreme end and finish it. My full length is 34. I added 3 inches for stitching and hemming purposes, making it 37. It is exact already. And I'll cut off this before I make the sleeves. I cut the sleeves. On cutting, you have to first cut the back part. This upper neckline is what you cut off first, because if you cut off this first, you're going to end up making the back neck of the same size, of the same length as the front neckline. So this being the shorter one, you cut it off first before you cut the longer one. Make sure you don't move your cloth. Move as many angles as you can, but please kindly leave the cloth in place. You are free to climb all those benches, but kindly do not move the cloth. So on removing, you're going to remove this. Sorry, this didn't cut through, but it's minor. This is how. Oh. This did cut through, but it's minor. So you're going to remove this, and this is your back part. And then you bring back your front part well. And cut out the neckline as well. So this is your front part. Remember, we are doing a V-neck tutorial. So after cutting that, please make sure these angles meet. Make sure these armholes, the end points of the armholes meet, and make sure this is also matching well. So it depends on how deep you want your V-neck to be. You can choose 5, 4. You just have to start from where this ends and then get down. For example, me, I'll do 6. So you get your tape measure and mark 6 inches. So you get your scissors. Make sure you're cutting, make sure these lines are matching, please, and it's straight like this. Then get your scissors and cut through up to where the 6 inches. I chose 6, but you can mention yours. So this is how a V-neck shirt is looking like. This is how a V-neck shirt is looking like. Now for cutting the sleeve. Mind you, I'm not marking the starting point because my fabric is straight right here. It is straight. But if your fabric isn't straight, you can choose to mark a starting point, say 1/2 inches, like this. 1/2 inches, please. Or 1 inch, anything that you may choose to, according to how you're minimizing your fabric. You can choose to mark a setting point. My sleeve length is 10. For 10, I'm going to add 2 inches for stitching and hemming purposes, making it 12. So this is my sleeve length. It's at 12. My sleeve width is 14. 14, I'm going to add 1 inch. I always put extra inches just to avoid unnecessary inconveniences. Remember, when the cloth is small, you have no way of adjusting it. But when it's big, it's very easy to cut out and remaining with the desired portion. So I'm going to add 1 inch to the 14, making it 15. 15, I divide it by 2, making it 7.5. So I'm going to mark my 7.5 right here. Remember, my sleeve length is 12. 12, 12 up to where my 7.5 ends. Mind you, this is the easiest way of cutting a sleeve. My armhole is 11, so I'm going to mark 11. You make this slanting line up to 11. This is the easiest way. I'm starting from right here where my starting point is, in the exact corner where my starting point is. So I'm going to make a straight line. I'm sorry, I forgot to take the upper arm width of my shirt, but let me use 16. So my upper arm is going to be 16. So 16, I divide it by 2 to get wherever measurements you'll get, you have to divide it by 2. So you make this curve. You make some sorts of S, but no S. See how it comes? It cuts through this straight line and slants down. Then here, you make a straight line. Then do this. So this is my sleeve. Then I come and cut through. Remember, when you're cutting, you don't follow this straight line that you made in the first point. You follow this curve. So I come and cut through. It is better, you can also make adjust this line up to 12, in that when it exceeds, you can easily cut it, than make some, also if you're beginning, than making something small or the exact thing and it fails to fit. You're going to have issues with fixing it. So always do extra. That's one trick that I can give you. Always do extra, in that you can cut off the unwanted, than making something small. It is really going to stress you out. So this is my sleeve. Look. So this is the starting point when you're going to fix it on a shirt. This is where you start from. I'm going to make a video, a tutorial, showing you guys how to put all these things together, how to sew this shirt. You just have to stay tuned. This is Ankara by Ndyamie. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode, and I hope you find it useful and helpful to your learning and stitching skills. If you like this episode, please give thumbs up, like, share, invite your friends, stay tuned, and a lot more is coming your way. Till next time, bye.